Hello followers, welcome back for another video. In this video, as promised, I will do a comparison with a few different brands of charcoals. Here, I have three brands as the Daler-Rowney, the Coats, and Nitram. So let's see how they react with the same subject. For a fair comparison, which is I'm only going to use one of their stick. I know how many different kind of a variety of value and the hardness and softness on Nitram, but I'm going to only use the softest one to do the comparison, to make a fair comparison. Okay, I have drawn down three spheres. I would like to use the most simple shape to do this test, for this comparison, so it will be fair for each charcoal, right? The idea is to try to find out the character of each one. So I did use the each brand to draw each one. So start from the beginning to the end. We'll use only particular brand to do the whole entire process, so we can see the comparison, the true comparison with each other. The first one I'm using is the Daler-Rowney. So let's see how they will look like. Actually, before doing that, I would like to do a little bit test right here to find out the sensitivity. See how dark you can get to do a gradation like that. And the next one would be the coats. And the last one would be Nitram. I'm going to enhance the dark area a little more, like that. And the last one. So, as you can tell, which one has the strongest kind of contrast by looking at the comparisons here. Okay, I'm trying to push as dark as I can with each one to see who can get the most richest value. It looks similar so far. The only thing that I can really discover what's going on is to do more refinement on top of the drawing. Let's fill in with the darker tone. Okay, I'm gonna fill in the next one, last one, the last one with Nitram. Okay, I have finished mapping in with the basic shadow of each one. So far, the first one, Daler-Rowney, is a little bit lighter, and the coat actually is quite dark, and the and also the Nitram also gets really dark as well. So for the darkest value, this two is being more deeper with the value. So let's see what else we can do and how the charcoal can react on the dark and light side and also the mid-tone area. I'm going to add some darker tone on the core shadow area of each one of them. So I can go forward. Okay, soon that we can discover what are the difference between each one of them. When we start doing shading and rendering, the true character will come forward quickly. So, okay, I have put in the transition midtone and also the core shadow value. It is time for me to make the suggestion more obvious. So by rendering the midtone out and also taking out some of the value in the reflected light area, see how they will look like next to each other. Okay, one down, two more to go. So I'm going to repeat the same process. Clean my hand, make sure that the other charcoal not staying on my hand, on my finger when I'm doing this. I don't want to mix the charcoal, so otherwise it will not be fair. Okay, two down, one more to go. Okay, I have done the basic rendering with the light and dark comparison to each other. It feels like when I'm actually start rendering and pushing the value onto the page, the codes and also Nitram, it feels a little bit more smoother with the tone appears onto the dark area. With Daler-Rowney, the tone appear a little bit rougher, a little bit the transition in the dark area is not as smooth as this two. Now I have found out these two are actually more towards a cooler color, which means a little bit grayer and a little more bluish color, and the Nitram, it tends to have more brownish color. So actually look deeper, this is a little bit cooler, this in the mid-range, and this would be darker, not darker, but warmer. Cool, middle, and warm. So those are the three differences. As you can see a little bit on the screen that this one has a little bit more brownish appearance even here, and you can see a little bit kind of the value change a little as well. The temperature, not the value, the temperature changed a little bit. So let's do a little more in-depth kind of a test. I would like to see how the eraser appears on the subject on the medium and how well it responds for erasing. So that is also an important factor as well. So I'm going to clean it. See how much actually I can take it off with the eraser. So all three of them, they're actually pretty nice. The easier one actually is the Daler-Rowney. The codes is also doing okay, but for me the easiest one was the first one, and then Nitram also can come back to pretty light for the tone. The last thing I need to do, which is finish the cast shadow let the object come forward a little bit more. And also one more thing, which is I will add background onto the back and clean up the subject a little more. And that would be the conclusion for the technical part of our approach for the testing. And I will give you the summary and also the final conclusion, which one and I personally would think is better for me to use. So let's put in some tones and values and finalize the drawing. By adding more refinement of the cast shadow. Okay, I'm going to fill up the rest of the area one by one. Okay, one down, two more to go. Now I'm using the coats. Okay, two down, last one to go. So the last thing I need to do, which is put the background and clean the subject a little more. And still, I'm going to go in order. The first one is Daler-Rowney. The second one, which is the coast, and the last one will be Nitram. For the final conclusion, I will give you the feedback how I like the brand and how they reacting to certain situations. That I will give you a little more in-depth kind of a conclusion to this subject. Okay, so let me finalize a little more, and then I will draw in the background, clean up the background, one by one. Okay, the first one's done, the second one. Okay, two down, last one to go. Okay, I have finished putting the background for all three of this drawing right here. So you can see the result and how do you like the concept. Actually, there's one more test I really want to do. One more test, which is erasing test. Okay, I would like to erase this area as the grayscale I did at the beginning. I tried the best to put in the darkest. Let me try to see if I can push even darker. There we go. Okay, so be fair. Every single one of them, they have the similar value. Okay, so I want to see how good they can be erased actually. I'm going to put in a little more value on the Daler-Rowney charcoal. Give a little more. Give a little more charcoal right here to see how it will appear. So I'm trying to see if I can do more closer to the other ones, the other two, to be fair. Right, the grayscale on the Nitram can also be a little bit more refined. I'll try to be fair. To see how each one of them they react. Okay, clean my finger a little. Okay. The test is easy. All right, the test is just pretty much I'm going to erase from here all the way down. All the way down to here to see how they react. With the same amount of pressure, and clean my eraser a little. I'm gonna make sure the eraser is as you can see, it's no longer white. I mean, light is darker because I've been using it to collecting much of the charcoal underneath of the eraser already, but still soft. That means I can still use it to erase. Now, okay, I'm going to do a test. Here we go. With the same amount of pressure. Here we go for the last one. Okay, I'm going to erase a little bit wider. Same pressure. Okay, as you can see, the result. The erasing result, they look pretty similar actually. All of them, they can be erased out of the darker area, pretty much similar. It seems at the end, let me see if I can increase a little more. Yeah, they look pretty similar. This right here, it looks a little more cleaner, and this also look pretty clean. This will be the mid-tone appears a little bit more than the other ones, just slightly. Now, when it comes into during the time of the process, the first one, Daler-Rowney, I feel the texture on top is a little bit lighter than the two of them. And also when I'm working on the darker area, when I really push the charcoal onto the paper, this two has a little bit more smoother application. I can feel the charcoal a little bit more smoother. As I said earlier, this is cooler. This in the mid-range this is more brownish. I'm not quite sure if you can tell from here. This is a little bit more towards a bluish and greenish, and this one is more neutral between these two. And this is all suddenly become browner. I was not purposely doing that. This is my first time testing all three charcoal, so it just coincidentally this is how it laid up. And as you can see on the application on the darkest area, these two actually darker, as I said, a little bit darker, but all three of them, they actually produce quite good result. And depends on how you want it. If you want your drawing to be a little bit lighter, with a little bit lighter contrast, this one would be your choice, and these two would be a good choice for you to use if you want to push the value contrast actually. So from all these three dark value, you can tell which one that you like better. For me, personally, I like darker value. I like the contrast stronger. So let me I can't help when I see something that I want to adjust, I can't help. So as I said, my personal choice will be these two, between the coats and the Nitram. So it depends on how you want your application look like. As I said, all three of these medium, they are looking fine. They can also do really similar thing as if I need to use any charcoal, I don't mind to use all these three anyway. So this is the comparison to the three different brands, and however you like it, and which one that you want to choose is really a personal choice. As I said, I prefer the last two because I like to have stronger contrast. That's my personal opinion. Thank you very much. This is it. This is the conclusion for today's comparison. If you like the video, please click like, subscribe, and share it with friends. See you next time. Bye.